Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome to the All About Favorite channel. I am your host, Pastor KZ. Y'all check out the eyewear. I like this. Y'all ain't been paying attention. The Florida State Seminoles are undefeated. Y'all better wake up. Coach Mike Norville, I didn't believe in you, but I now believe. Y'all, look, you win. I rep Florida State. I'm repping y'all. Y'all better come on in, you Florida Gators fans. We might be in there for the end result for a big dance. Y'all better come on in. Y'all, don't forget at the end of the video, comment, like, and share. I just want to give you some thoughts for the week. Each day this week, I'm going to give you some things to think about. Now, today, you decide, and you, only you, will decide how you feel you deserve to be treated. It starts ultimately and it ends with you. You have to teach people how you want to be treated. And I'm going to say that, and with strong conviction, you teach people how you want to be treated. And you have to be very clear of things you will accept and things you won't accept. And how do you do that? By being very blunt, by modeling your treatment of them. Y'all remember the golden rule that says, do unto others as you have others do unto you, or treat people the way you want to be treated? What that simply is denoting, it's a moral principle that mutual respect is due. Mutual good treatment is due. And sometimes when you deal with people who have different beliefs, different ethnicities, different walks of life, different cultures, they may not see things the way you see it. Sometimes people like to use excuses. Oh, well, I was raised this way, or this how we do it in my country, or this how we do it, how I was raised to do it. But babe, you not over there no more. You not with that group of people anymore. You are a grown individual and you dealing with me. I hear a lot of men say, well, my last woman didn't have no problem with it, but this is a whole different woman. You can't treat everybody, put them in a box and think that certain things are okay for them. And what everybody must always remember is you have to be mindful of how you treat people. You have to be mindful of what you say to people, because sometimes you might say something you thinking is funny and it's a joke, but that person tells you, look, I don't like that kind of joke. Don't play with me like that. You have to respect that. And then there's some people, their whole goal in life is to make you miserable or to say little things to make you feel uncomfortable. You got to check that behavior. And if that person is not going to respect what you say, you got to cut them loose. Now, I want to say something also. Sometime when we feel like we deserve to be treated a certain way and we do nothing about it and we accept bad behavior, that's on us. That's on you. If you letting somebody talk to you any kind of way, if you letting somebody treat you a certain way, understand that that's on you if you allow it. People can't do things to you that you don't allow. And you've got to remember that at the end of the day, your well-being is at stake. And it's okay, y'all, for you to say, I don't want to be treated like this. Now, there's some people who will fool you. They'll get up on you and pretend like they're for you. But then you start noticing certain things they do. And if it makes you feel uneasy or uncomfortable, that is the time to speak up. You don't let things go on and on and on until it gets combustible and you get angry about it. I read a quote that says, in order for a relationship to work, the people involved must be on the same page. Y'all, that means being argumentative and confrontational. That doesn't help the situation. It's actually counterproductive when you're trying to express something to a person and it turns into a big argument. Nobody is getting their points across. All you're doing is creating anger now, and it's counterproductive. In other words, sometimes the best way with things during a certain type of situation is to let it be for right now until you can talk about it when each partner is open and it's a non-combustible atmosphere. Sometimes you just say nothing, and just let it ride for right now. But you will address it at a later date. But I will say this, addressing things publicly in front of people, that's not the way to go. I know some of you are tired of telling people that you don't like how they're treating you. I know you have talked and you've talked until you just really, that conversation is going nowhere. Some of you have expressed your displeasure in certain relationships until the conversation sounds like a broken record. And it is in that instance you realized, I'm done talking. I'm just done here. And guess what happens? You check out. You just check out emotionally. Anybody want to be honest today? You just emotionally check out because talking over and over about it again, this person either is not getting it or this person does not choose to change. They don't care enough about you to modify their behavior. And really, you might feel like you deserve to be treated better. In their mindset, they think it's nothing wrong with how they're treating you. That's just a no-go, y'all, because the silent treatment, I'll use that as an illustration. I've heard some guys say via your emails that, you know what, Pastor KZ, when my old lady starts yapping, I just don't say nothing. I just sit there quietly. There's no point in arguing with her. But all you're doing is escalating her anger because she feels like you're not even in the conversation with her. So she's getting more angry the more you sitting there and give her the silent treatment. Or you go for days on end, you living in the same household and you barely even speak to each other. That is not conducive to a good relationship. That behavior is just a no-go. It's counterproductive. So if you thinking the silent treatment is making the situation better, it's not. But another thing you got to remember, once a person has checked out of a relationship, it really sometimes ain't no turning back. It's no going back. And it doesn't matter what the person says or what the person does. You reach a point where you don't even care anymore. You don't care anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. Women have said that they have tried and tried to keep telling their man or their husband the same thing over and over, and he doesn't change. And they say they get tired of talking. Let me interject my take here. And remember my disclaimer. I am not a guru. I'm not an expert on relationships or any of this stuff. I just interject my opinion and my thoughts based on what you're saying. And it may be right for some and may be wrong for others, but here's my take on it here. After you reach a certain age, ladies, you will not be repeating yourself to a man. I am in the middle age group, and there's just some things I'm not going to have that conversation. And some women, even in their 30s, some ladies in their 20s, they get it real soon. They're like, you know what, this not working for me. I'm done here. I'm moving on. Other people, it take a little bit longer. But for the most part, ladies who are 40 and up, they're not trying to have this same conversation with you like you a 2-year-old child, man. I'm just being real with you. They're not trying to hear it. They're not trying to hear your excuses. They're not trying to hear all of the blame game that some of you men use. These women are sick and tired of it. And you know what? They got options. Y'all men say y'all got options. These women got options. They can choose to stay there with someone who is not treating them the way they think they deserve to be treated. Or you women can pack up and move on to somebody else. But after you reach a certain age, even in the men, when you're 40 and up, there's just certain things you're not trying to hear from your woman, from your wife. Especially a man in his 50s, 60s, he's not trying to deal with little girl issues. A grown woman by now should not be worrying about certain things. When you get a certain age, you move on with your life and just certain things you don't deal with anymore. And you got to understand what is important for you to get the treatment you feel you deserve and need. You cannot be sitting around wasting your time with people, because all that does is you're just putting too much energy there. It drains your energy. Just to keep it real, you got to decide the things you will do and the things you will not do anymore. You've got to decide starting today. Start now before this year ends. I'm on this about doing things now before this year leaves out. You've got to decide, I deserve better than this. I'm not going to put up with this type of treatment anymore. And you've got to also be prepared to accept the fact that some people is not going to change. Some people is just not going to treat you the way you feel you deserve to be treated. Now what's your move? Think about it. Get yourself focused. Find your balance. Find your inner peace. And you know what? I say that self-care is the best care. If you feel you deserve to be treated better, you probably do. And the chances are you are sick and tired of the way things are. You don't have to emotionally check out. You can physically walk out. It's time to move on. It's time to start thinking now what you will tolerate and what you won't. You're going into a new year. This year is almost over. What do you want? Decide for yourself today. Y'all, think about it. Take care of yourself. Always remember, your happiness, your joy depends on you. You deserve better. You truly do. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you back tomorrow. Don't forget, all this week, we're going to be talking about just food for thought, things for you to think about before this year ends. Y'all, get somebody to look at the video with you. Share the video. Like the video. Hit me some thumbs up. And leave me some comments. If you would like to email me, you may do so at walkinfavor61@yahoo.com. Y'all, the t-shirt merch is ready. Y'all gonna love these Boy Bye shirts. I got a lot of people wanting the Boy Bye shirt that I wore last week. I'm gonna preview another one this week. You might like this one better. I see you tomorrow.